morning, colleagues, friends. Thank you for being here today. My name is Achala Besingha. I'm the Director and Head of Programs for Asia at the Global Green Growth Institute. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you here. If you look at the program, my name is there to deliver some opening remarks, but I've kind of quickly changed my hat to moderate the session. So it's my pleasure to be the moderator of this session. But I will also take the opportunity to say a few words about GGGI, perhaps after our distinguished guests deliver their opening remarks. Absolute pleasure to have you here. So first, let me invite Mr. Siamphon Sengchandala, Director General of Department of Climate Change, Monrey of Lao PDR, to deliver his opening remarks at this ceremonious event of launching the implementation plan of the National Determined Contribution of Lao PDR. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Angela. Mr. Pablo Vieira, Global Director, NDC Partnership, Angela Abesingha, GGGI Director and Head of the Program Asia, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, and good morning. On behalf of the government of Laos, I am delighted to attend the launching of the National Determined Contribution Implementation Plan for Lao PDR during this COP and hosted by the NDC Partnership in Dubai in UAE. Lao PDR have been proud to the impact of the climate change, especially floods and landslide caused by the typhoons. More than 70% of the population are still Laos depend on the natural resources for their income and livelihood, which make them more vulnerable to the impact of the climate change. As some of you knows that over the last decade, annual economic loss and damage from disaster events, especially flood and drought, has increased from the about 94 million in the 2009 to the 200 million in the 2011 and 372 million in 2018, which was equivalent to the 2% of the country projected 2018 GDP. Even though the Lao PDR contribute less than 0.03% of the global greenhouse gas emission annually, the government of Lao PDR is committed to join the global community in the reducing the greenhouse gas emission by 60% compared to the baseline scenario by 2030 and achieve a net zero emission in the 2050. We are very pleased to complete the first, NDC IP and present it at this launch event today. It is a result of our incentives, stakeholders consultation process, cross collaboration, and the strong partnership between the government of Lao PDR and DC Partnership and GGGI. It highlights the government priority action in key sectors to achieve the ambitious NDC mitigation and adaptation target in the next 5 years. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to the NDC Partnership and GGGI for the finance and technical support extended to our ministry to complete this plan. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for taking the time to participate in this Lao PDR NDC IP launch event today. I would like to invite all of you to look around the NDC partnership booth and then learn about Lao PDR NDC IP. I wish you success in meeting at this COP28. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Seng Chandala, Director General of Department of Climate Change, Monterey, for your opening remarks. And now it's my absolute pleasure to welcome and invite Mr. Pablo Vieira, representing the global program of the NDC Partnership, to deliver his opening remarks. The floor is yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the NDC Partnership Pavilion. This is your pavilion, and it's a very proud moment when we have our members come forward and launch their ambitious plans to advance their climate commitment. So we're very, very happy to have you here. The strong partnership that we will be showcasing today is also an extremely important element, and we're very happy to be sharing the stage with GGGI, a very strong partner across the world and in supporting countries. The NDC Partnership is truly honored to co-organize this event that celebrates an important milestone for Lao PDR in terms of its commitment to contribute towards a global goal of climate action. I thank the government of Laos and GGGI for our strong collaboration, and I welcome everyone into the NDC Partnership Pavilion at COP28. I want to congratulate the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, especially the Department of Climate Change, on the successful development of the NDC Implementation Plan. The plan will play an important role in Laos' climate action as it supports the coordination of NDC implementation in the country and outlines the key activities that need to be done to achieve the targets included in the ambitious NDC. It serves also as a roadmap for guiding the implementation, monitoring, evaluation, and reporting of the country's climate actions over the next 5 years, enabling Laos to achieve the ambitious unconditional and conditional targets outlined in the NDC. The plan's strength lies in its country-driven approach, as it was developed relying on continuous consultations, as the DG was presenting, across government and across civil society. This whole of government, whole of society approach is fundamental, bringing together ministries, state agencies, civil society organizations, the private sector, even the international donor community, and other relevant stakeholders. I commend the ministry for their leadership and commitment to climate action. As a global coalition that brings together more than 200 countries and international institutions, the NDC Partnership draws upon its members to deliver support for developing countries through tailored packages of expertise, technical assistance, and finance. The NDC Partnership is honored to have had the opportunity to support the development of Laos' NDC Implementation Plan through GGGI, with funding from the Partnership Action Fund. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to highlight some important figures from the NDC Implementation Plan. The mitigation actions are translated into 42 individual projects across the energy, waste, AFOLU, and transport sectors, and they require a total funding of around $12 billion. Out of these projects, 20 are conditional, meaning that they can only be carried out with international support. And that's why it's so important to give this important event so much visibility, because we need to work collectively to mobilize that support. For adaptation, close to $400 million are required to complete 28 projects across several sectors, including AFOLU, public health, transport, and urban development, energy, and water resources. Again, support is necessary, and we will continue to collaborate closely with the government to support the mobilization of these resources. The figures are shared reflect the urgent need for effective resource mobilization to implement this NDC. Transformational change is needed to cut emissions and adapt to a changing climate, all while meeting development needs. And this is what we have been hearing over the last 10 days or so here at COP, and I think it's the focus of the conversations across every single meeting, event, and pavilion. Such change requires groundbreaking coordination to mobilize resources globally with speed and scale. Despite the challenges it faces and the considerable resources required to fulfill its NDC, Laos is ready to race ahead with climate action, and the NDC partnership stands ready to support it. I call on all our members to continue to support Laos' priorities based on a spirit of cooperation and goodwill, so that together we can keep the momentum going and build a more sustainable future for Laos and the world in general. And invite everyone to do it based on a country-driven effort. We have a strong foundation with this implementation plan. We now need to come together and build on it to advance its implementation. Because by working together, we achieve more. Thank you very much, and I'm very proud to be part of this conversation.
Thank you, Mr. Vieira, for very strong words and also emphasizing the importance of collaboration and partnership. I used to be a negotiator, and I actually was the legal and strategic advisor to the chair of the Least Developed Countries Group for 12 years, running up to Paris and after Paris also. So I cannot emphasize enough the happiness I feel when the least developed countries actually come up with these kind of ambitious plans. One of the negotiating lines that we had when we negotiated the Paris Agreement was, if LDCs can be ambitious the way they are, why can't the other countries do the same? And that line actually carried through, and I am very grateful to Mr. I have to get the name right, Sengchampola Dala, sorry, Sengchang Dala, for your leadership in the Lao PDR delegation, leading the team in negotiating. And now you are actually taking it to a next level, actually bringing in the implementation plan. So thank you very much. And GGGI is extremely pleased to be partner with the Lao PDR government under the support of the NDC partnership to really support this this implementation plan. And when we negotiated the long-term low emission development strategies and the NDC plans, they are plans. Until you have an implementation roadmap and an action plan and a project pipeline, they are going to remain plans. So this is actually very, very important, and I think this kind of implementation plans and that bringing in more nitty-gritty of project pipelines to the discussion and costing. So we are saying how much it's going to cost actually to implement and how much it is conditional and how much of it is non-conditional are extremely important, because then the donor community gets clearer guidelines to come in and support our countries. The GGGI has been supporting 30 plus countries in developing NDCs, NDC roadmaps, as well as investment plans. And we are also very much looking forward to now going into the next round of NDC preparation, which is to be submitted in 2025. And I call it the NDC 3.0 because it's the third round of NDC preparation. And I think these learnings and the support that we are bringing in from the NDC partnership, I think is going to continue and hopefully going to support again to deliver even a stronger plan. So with that, I want to say we are also very much very pleased to support the Lao government, Lao PDR government on a number of other projects, and also to work with the government hand in hand to develop the project pipeline, especially the bankable project pipeline at scale, and work with the investor community to bring in as much as investment possible. So in that regard, I want to thank the Department of Climate Change of Monterey for the trust that you have put in us, and also other government ministries and departments, as well as the very good friendship and partnership that we have with the NDC partnership. And with that, I thank you all. Thank you for being here. And we do have a video to show and reflecting on this process that the Lao PDR government took to develop the implementation plan, and we will show it now. Thank you.
The Lao People's Democratic Republic is amongst the most vulnerable countries to climate change. Its communities face significant climate-related risks, exacerbating issues of poverty, marginalization, poor health, and challenging access, especially in rural areas. Over the last decade, annual economic loss and damage from disaster events, especially flash floods and droughts, had almost quadrupled from about 94 million in 2009 to 200 million in 2011 and over 300 million in 2018, which was equivalent to 2.1% of the country's projected GDP of 2018. While Lao PDR contributes only around 0.03% of global greenhouse gas emissions annually, the country has ambitious plans to reduce emissions by increasing total forest coverage to 70% of the national land area by 2035, as well as achieving net zero emissions by 2050. In 2020, Lao PDR updated its Nationally Determined Contributions, or NDC, to what is now the Enhanced NDC to align with the Paris Agreement. The document was submitted to the UNFCCC in March 2021. The development of this NDC Implementation Plan was led by the Department of Climate Change, Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, with support from GGGI and funding from the NDC partnership. The financial support has enabled the government of Lao PDR to complete the first NDC implementation plan that will guide the implementation and monitoring of priority actions against the targets in each sector over the next 5 years.
การจัดตั้งปฏิบัติแผนงานแห่งชาติการประกอบส่วนแก้ไขการเปลี่ยนแปลงดินฟ้าอากาศเป็นว่าเป็นแผนงานหนึ่งที่มีความจำเป็นและสำคัญหลายสำหรับสปป.ลาวเฮาเนาะพวกเฮาได้มีแผน NDC หั้นแล้วเนาะฉบับเบื้องต้นเป็นคือกับเป็นวิสัยทัศน์แต่นี่ฮอดปี2050นี้จะต้องได้บรรลุคาดหมายสู่ชนในการลดพรและการดูดซับธาตุไอเฮือนแก้วให้เป็นศูนย์ในปี2050ฉะนั้นตัวแผนงาน IP ตัวนี้เนาะจะแม่นพันขยายและเอาไปเว้าในการจัดตั้งปฏิบัติละเอียดของภาคส่วนต่างๆในตอนหน้านี้ถึงว่าพวกเขาได้สำเร็จโดยพื้นฐานต่อแผนงานดังกล่าวแล้วเนาะในการเอาไปสืบต่อเอาไปจัดตั้งปฏิบัติตัวจริงนี้ทุกภาคส่วนเนาะแขนงการนี้ต้องได้มีความเป็นเจ้าการรวมทั้งกระทรวงทรัพย์ของพวกเขานี้จะต้องได้สุกยู่ส่งเสริมและร่วมมือแล้วก็เฮ็ดได้ให้มันเกิดมีประสิทธิผลที่แท้จริงนี้ในนามเป็นจุดประสานงานแห่งชาติอีกอันนึงอันที่2ในตอนหน้านี้พวกเขาก็ยังมีความจำเป็นแล้วก็จะต้องได้มีการร่วมมือจากภาคส่วนสากลผู้ร่วมงานต่างๆในการสนับสนุนในการสร้างความสามารถแล้วก็ในการสนับสนุนทุนฮ้อนที่เห็นว่าลาวของพวกเขานี้ก็ยังมีความจำเป็น
การจัดตั้งปฏิบัติแผนงานแห่งชาติการประกอบส่วนแก้ไขปัญหาการเปลี่ยนแปลงดินฟ้าอากาศออกมาฮอดปัจจุบันพวกเราก็ได้มีข้อริเริ่มในการจัดตั้งปฏิบัติและได้สำเร็จเนาะโดยเฉพาะแม่นพวกเราจะมานำเสนอเกี่ยวกับขบวนการจัดตั้งปฏิบัติแผนงานดังกล่าวนี้ในเบื้องต้นพวกเราก็ได้มีการริเริ่มขบวนการปรึกษาหารือภายในเนาะและหลังจากนั้นก็ได้มีกองประชุมปรึกษาหารือเพื่อเปิดโครงการหรือว่าเบื้องต้นเนาะซึ่งว่าในกองประชุมดังกล่าวนี้ก็ได้ถือว่ามีหลายภาคส่วนได้เข้าร่วมประกอบส่วนซึ่งขบวนการนี้ก็เป็นประกอบส่วนมีบรรดาแขนงการจากบรรดากระทรวงที่เกี่ยวข้องพ ร้อมเดียวกันนั่นก็มีองค์การจัดตั้งสากลและภาคส่วนเอกชนได้เข้าร่วมในขบวนการปรึกษาหารือและประกอบคำเห็นเป็นพวกเราก็ได้จัดกลุ่มปรึกษาหารือเนาะเพื่อประกอบคำเห็นต่อกับแผนงการเฉพาะดังนั้นแหละจึงเฮ็ดให้ข้อมูลของพวกเราค่อนข้างมีเนื้อในเบื้องต้นและก็ข้อมูลเบื้องต้นครบถ้วนภายหลังกองประชุมดังกล่าวพวกเราก็ได้มีการปรึกษาหารือภายในอีกหลายครั้งเนาะเพื่อให้เห็นได้ว่าหากข้อมูลของพวกเรามีเนื้อในครบถ้วนผ่านขบวนการปรึกษาหารือภายในพวกเราก็ได้ไปปรึกษาหารือเฉพาะกับบรรดาแขนงการเนาะเพื่อสอบถามทางด้านข้อมูลและฐานข้อมูลเกี่ยวกับเรื่องงานที่ว่าประกอบส่วนให้แก่แผนงานแห่งชาติการประกอบส่วนแก้ไขปัญหาการเปลี่ยนแปลงดินฟ้าอากาศในขั้นตอนสุดท้ายพวกเราก็ได้มีการปรึกษาหารือครั้งสุดท้ายเนาะกับบรรดาแขนงการที่เกี่ยวของเพื่อยังยืนข้อมูลความถูกต้องขึ้นใหม่อีกบาทหนึ่งเนาะภายหลังสำเร็จการยังยืนข้อมูลแล้วพวกเราก็ได้มาปรับปรุงในขั้นสุดท้ายเพื่อให้ทางการนำกสศพวกเราหันมีทิศในการลงลายเซ็นบนที่พวกเราจะเผยแพร่ให้มวลชนได้รับทราบ
Firstly, I would like to thank the NDC partnership for the generous financial assistance provided to GGGI. I also extend my appreciation and gratitude to the Government of Lao PDR and the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment for the collaboration, partnership and guidance. What we see in many countries is that NDC targets tend to be quite high level. So we have macroeconomic targets, we have sectoral and technology targets. We also have a blend of qualitative and quantitative targets. And a key activity for governments around the world is to work out what are the underlying projects and interventions and activities that need to be undertaken in order to achieve these targets. And this is precisely the work that we have been doing, supporting Monterey to develop an implementation plan for the NDC. We are very proud and pleased of the result, and I would like to congratulate the government of Lao PDR for adopting the NDC Implementation Plan. I also extend my very warm congratulations to all partners gathered here today for the launch of the NDC Implementation Plan here at COP28. And on behalf of GGGI, I would like to reiterate the organization's willingness to continue to service and support the government of Lao PDR and all other stakeholders here in country in achieving ambitious climate action and green growth.
Well, that was a great video, and thank you to the producers and also colleagues who are behind the desk showing it here. And that brings us to the end of the launching event of the implementation plan of the nationally determined contribution of Lao PDR. And I want to thank again Director General Seng Changdala for your leadership. Thanks to the NDC partnership and all the colleagues who've been here for this launching event. We will take a photograph together, I think maybe here. And that means after the photograph, we end the session. And then please hang around and network, look around the NDC booth as the Director General also ask you to do, and these are extremely great opportunities for networking. So thank you again for being here. Let's take the photograph and then end the session. Thank you.
That's why I wouldn't, yes, I would not PG, that's why I said PG. I'm sorry, but I was brave enough. I think you're perfect.